You're listening to the Pace Radio Network here at paceradio.net.
The views expressed by the individuals during this broadcast are their own opinions, and they may not be the same as those of their group or other organizations they may be involved with.
I want to tell you all a little bit about a plant I know that can save the world. It grows long and tall and has flowers that can make your mind swirl. It's a funky plant with a vibe.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Grassroots Advocate. It's January the 13th, 2022, and this month we're going to go cover to cover with issue 16. I'm Al Graham, and as you can see over here, I am joined by Tamara, and we're live here on the network's Facebook and YouTube pages, but we'll also be podcasted afterwards at paceradio.net, and that includes the audio and the video portions of the broadcast. So everything will be there for everybody to check out. How are we today, Tamara?
I'm okay. I'm managing and feeling a lot better than I was on Monday. That's for sure. I don't think we had the COVID. I think we just had I just think I had a headache. Yeah. And then of course I had to run away quickly because I had to turn my plants on. But I took a branch off.
Ah, yes. I see that.
I did that like on Monday kind of thing. But I had taken one little bud off before and rolled it up and smoked it like it was just a little tiny pinner. It was so tasty. These are gonna come down Sunday, so I've taken the branch off to taste test.
Right, there you go. Hey, sometimes it's nice to have a little test, see if it's ready yet. Do I wait another week? Do I?
Yeah, exactly. And how are you doing? How are things out your way? How's the weather?
The weather-wise, today it's sunny. Weather temperature-wise isn't too bad, but we did have a bit of a cold spell there. Earlier in the week where it got like minus 25, only like half the temperature to what you guys had endured earlier, where it was feeling like minus 55.
It was, but you know what? Yesterday, Al, it was plus 3 degrees. All last week, it's slowly starting to melt. So it's like I think 3 degrees out there again today, and it's slowly melting. It's making the roads a real mess, and that's. Be on my other sideline. I'm a stakeholder with the Minister of Transportation, so I'm quite busy because of the road conditions. So that's been keeping me busy the last couple of days. But it's been melting and then turning to ice. So we've got black ice everywhere. But yeah, it's 3 degrees.
Yeah, well, we had some freezing rain last night, but things aren't too bad out there today. Are you rolling a joint? Are you grinding?
I am.
Yes, you are. Okay, all right.
It's early. It's early. And I mean, it's 11:30 for you. It's 9:30 for me. Right. So I'm just getting my poop in a group. Honestly,
getting ready for your wake and bake.
Yeah. I've got my coffee, and I got my doobie, and I did my due diligence as a mom this morning and phoned the school and did what I had to do and talk to the principal and then ran like a madman to brush my hair so I could be here.
That's good. That's good.
Well, I couldn't have come on screen with my hair standing out like this. Like, it's not ladies were calling and they were wanting me to go back, but
yeah. All righty. Well, we shall get on with the issue 16 of Grassroots Advocate here, and we'll bring it up on the screen so everybody can see it there. All right, here I'll just slide us down here. We can see that we're there. All right. So Grassroots Advocate, issue 16, as you can see, it was a free issue, as all issues were. In this issue, we discussed they had treating prostate cancer with endocannabinoids, as you see there. Recipes include canna butter muffins, as well as something else, which I'm sure you'll enjoy.
You know what I found out? Well, not that I found out. You know what I've kind of with my baking and stuff experimented? That because of plant matter, and with Crohn's disease, we can't eat a lot of plant matter, right? So in my candies, I use shatter, but I collect a lot of keef. So I'm going to make brownies with just keef this afternoon.
Oh, there you go.
The keef to the mixture and see how that goes.
Well, maybe you should take a few pictures, and when we start doing new issues here, we can make it as a recipe.
You know what? That's a good idea, and I will actually put my candy recipe out into new content too, because it's not hard to make my candy. It isn't, and I'm not trying to keep it like it's not a secret, a secret recipe by any stretch. But I'd like people to be able to make them themselves too, because I mean, to be fair, it's not worth my time to make them anymore because I can't. I'm growing 2 plants. I don't have my 100 plants. It's just not worth it.
Right. I see here at the bottom, flashback to 2011, keeping pace at the movies. We'll get into some advocacy work there. What do you think, that the tombstone on the front cover there, cannabis prohibition has died?
Yeah, to a point it has, but to a point it hasn't, because we had a guest on tonight on our show that I don't know if anybody else caught it, but Chantal, and I can't say her last name. I'm not going to try.
Ariel. Chantal Ariel.
Ariel, right. She running the oldest compassion club in Montreal, and they got busted and they got raided. So I know a lot of people are really, upset about the whole fact about patients being left out, and I understand that. But to a point, I know when we were fighting for what our main goal was dignified access for everybody. And dignified access was something that I feel that we've gotten, even though the cannabis might not be to perfection because it's not medicinally, and whatever they're doing with it. But everybody has pretty good access now. Like, you know what I mean? So that was
because the stores are all over the place. The recent national cannabis survey that's down here by the Canadian government show that over half the people who are going to the stores go there for medicinal purposes.
Right. And the thing is, we knew that was going to happen because we knew that once cannabis was legalized, people were going to take the step to maybe see if cannabis did help them medically. Before, they were all kind of, because it was illegal still. Now with legalization, I know it, like I said, it's not ideal. I know that the product that they're getting isn't to the, dosage and stuff that they absolutely probably need, but they have access to go and try it. For a lot of people that have never touched cannabis before, the 10 milligram gummies they've got in the stores are all they need to begin with, right? Yeah. And as they, progressively get on. So, I mean, I'm not, like I said, I'm not trying to advocate, but I am to a point, because there are so many people out there before that would have gone medicinally or thought about medical cannabis, but wouldn't have touched it because of the legalities to it.
Oh yeah. I know many times I would say to a patient, do you want to go to a licensed producer or do you want to go to a compassion center?
And they want to go to a licensed producer.
I want to go to the legal way is what they would tell me.
And that's because a lot of people have that stigma in their head because of prohibition. Because cannabis was illegal for 70 fucking years. That mindset, that attitude is there. So, like I said, I'm not pushing anybody to, you do whatever's best for you. But I've been using the legal stores myself because it's easier for me. It's easier for me than having to try and find a bag. Because even now, like, the black market's kind of like not available anymore. You can't phone somebody up and say, hey, you got a bag of weed anymore, because they don't. So I hate to say it.
The prohibition it's not completely dead. It's still hanging around. That's right.
Well, we have 24 new laws on cannabis, right?
Yes. All right. On to the index here. You see here some of the stuff involved there with PACE. We got the radio show and Grassroots Advocate and Reefer Reporters. This time, the credits go to myself, Lisa Weingarten, Weed Chefs, and Ariel Gerard and Cookie. I'm not sure who Cookie was.
Well, would that be Brian, Mr. Cookie?
I don't know. We'll find out when we get to the article. All right. Let's see here. I got myself the editorial. So we're going to see if I can get this right. There we go. I got it right there.
I can read it on.
Did the sky fall is my big question. And I go on to say that back in 2013, then Canada Justin Trudeau announced to an audience in British Columbia that he wanted to legalize cannabis. At that time, many thought he was crazy, didn't they? Since then, many have warned us that the terrible things would happen. Many of those who warned us probably have never been involved in the cannabis community and were basing most of their concerns on what propaganda and prohibition had told them. Not much of it was based on any real evidence, but was more out of fear of the unknown. And Tamara, that's our local council that opted out.
I know, Al. I still can't.
Yeah, I know. All right. The daily newspapers were filled with articles of concern, but some were supportive. Some of them even hired cannabis beat writers or started a section on cannabis. Our TV screens also got filled with and are still promoting government concerns. Here we are now. Cannabis has been legalized, and millions of Canadians across the country celebrated on October the 17th. And don't forget, this is almost 4 years ago, 3.5 years ago. We were told that the addiction issues would spike, but cannabis has been proven as a gateway out drug. We were told that traffic facilities and crime would increase, but neither has happened. And even since that was written, Tamara, even the stuff that's coming out now, we're seeing exactly the same thing. We're not seeing those accidents. The guy did an insurance report, and they're not seeing, accidents. People aren't going to the hospital due to cannabis accidents. They're not doing claims and insurance.
People are they're not ODing. They're not running into
crime. They've shown crime has gone down, and
absolutely.
So that trend is still continuing. So,
and that's good because once we're 5 years into this, I know that some of the regulations on some of the licensed production security and stuff, they've loosened up on a lot of that stuff. Maybe in 5 years they'll loosen up a little more. You know
maybe.
What I mean?
Exactly.
And maybe psilocybin and other drugs will be legalized.
Yeah. Access to them. It goes on to say, we've been told that our children would have easier access to it, but actually, according to the UNICEF report in 2013, the Canadian youth led the world in the cannabis consumption. I find it odd that we're told that a retailer asking for ID for alcohol and tobacco as a way to protect our youth, but somehow asking someone for ID for cannabis won't help. Right? I'm not hearing any reports of kids getting easier access to since legalization. Now we're seeing Tamara, there's been some reports out about the youth getting access to them. And I look at that as something that you can't blame it on the cannabis. And with the regulations that are in place,
these kids are getting access.
Right. And some people would turn around and say, okay, you don't know whether it's recreational cannabis from a legal store or whether it's purchased off the black market. But either way, in the end, whether it's cannabis, alcohol, guns, or anything that a youth shouldn't have access to, it's the responsible adult who's responsible for it.
That's right. And the worst part about it though is, and if you're getting mom order stuff, you're not getting, if it doesn't have the labels on it, if it's not in a black container, it's likely not from a legal store. Everything in the legal stores has got no
fancy labels on
stuff
it
for children on it, right? There's no rainbow packaging and there's no unicorns on the packaging. So if you're seeing the gummy bears and that kind of stuff packaging, that's not from a legal store.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. While those new to cannabis were making those warnings, many of the cannabis advocates and those who consume it quietly were saying something else. They said nothing much will change. People will still get up in the morning and drive to work, and there won't be a sudden pile of traffic accidents. They were correct. That's right.
They're right. Yeah. Penny in the sky was going to fall.
Yeah, exactly.
They all figured we're going to have mass destruction.
Yeah, exactly. The government said they would have everything ready, that supplies would be okay, but there would be some problems. Some advocates said we doubt it, but good luck. Well, some states have had some had supply issue. Canada has a countrywide one, as many stores have had to close due to a lack of product to be sold. That was in the early on stages. One province has even stopped granting licenses. Now some are predicting it's going to be at least 2 years or more before the supply chain gets caught up. Yet again, another point where the advocates were correct. And you can see now, because this was written 3 years ago, whereas now obviously the supply, is there as more stores have opened, and there's more product in them, from what I understand.
Yeah.
So, all righty. From there. Maybe the government should have allowed the craft market or those in the know to be involved, as they were the ones with the experience. I'm sure the main concern would have been that it's untested product and pesticides. To solve that, batch loads could have been tested prior to being released for public consumption. The same as with the licensed producer. It's not a crazy idea. And even one of the licensed producers at that time had mentioned that the government should allow the product due to the major shortage issues. One other aspect that the advocates were correct in is probably best asked in a question. Did the sky fall? Did it, Tamara?
No, it did not fall.
No.
And then the thing of it is, too, it seems like the stigma's kind of backed off a bit, too. Like I've noticed that normal people, like not normal people that normally wouldn't say go smoke a joint are now saying go smoke a joint. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just kind of like the stigma's kind of been taken off of it too, where, you know, people are a little more relaxed about it. When you tell them that you smoke cannabis now, they're not.
No, exactly. Yeah.
And before it was like, you smoke cannabis? Like they were all like, I don't know. And I would say, well, what does a person that smokes cannabis look like? Like, what are we supposed to look like?
Yeah, exactly. They look like that 60-year-old guy, or
50-year-old woman.
or you know, somebody who's 25 years of age. You know, they could be a person who's in a well-paid job or somebody who's not.
Well, I noticed like somebody made some comment the other day to me about how why am I not bringing my activism to TikTok? That I mustn't be a cannabis activist anymore. TikTok doesn't like cannabis. I've tried. They take it off. They violate you. They take it down. They don't let cannabis go on to TikTok. So that's why I'm not. And they're like, you don't advocate for pot anymore.
I got enough social media. I don't need to be adding anymore.
Right,
so
but
I haven't ventured
for anymore. Like, you know, everybody's like, you don't do anything, and what am I supposed to be doing? Like, you explain to me what us advocates and activists are supposed to be doing for cannabis anymore, and we'll get on it.
Yeah.
What are we
lounges, and there's things that need to be worked on. We were talking about that last night with Owen. There's things to be worked on, and you know, he's looking forward to being able to get back out there and getting our voices heard. And
again, what are we truly? But what are we supposed to be doing though? Like, okay, what are we, like, advocating? Great, medical for sure. But in hindsight, you know who's going to listen to us? No one, because they're already doing this stuff.
They're thinking, well, yeah, I think that there's some reasonable and some good things.
We tried already.
We're not done yet. We're not done yet.
Yes, I'm. Somebody tells me what I'm supposed to be doing, I'll be doing it.
Okay, we'll get there. We'll get there when things open up, I guess. All right, on to the medical article here in the magazine. This is on prostate cancer. It says endocannabinoids in the treatment of prostate cancer is what it's mentioned in here. Yeah, right? Yeah. This was published back in 2015, 7 years ago. Hey, just think.
You know, and here's the thing that really bothers me about this whole, like, the medical thing side of things, is we really need it taken off the CDSA. Until we can get it taken off the CDSA, there's no research that can actually be done. The LPs are doing testing. That's not
and they have to be the ones that are doing it.
Absolutely. And the thing is, like I said, they're doing testing, but they're not testing for medical benefits. They're testing for THC levels and CBD levels, and to make sure there's no, you know.
There's some studies, but yeah, I understand what you mean.
You know, but legally they can't. That's the problem now. Legally they can't. And I found this out watching CBC Marketplace when they did an expose on CBD.
On the CBD.
Right. Yeah. They can't even check. They can't even test that or do any research on that until our government takes cannabis off the CDSA.
Well, it's like the U.S. where they're leaving it as a Schedule I drug.
Yeah. Actually, I was talking to Dennis Bosserford about that yesterday. Yeah. It was Yeah, because he's from the States too, and I might even have him as a guest on my show on Connection. It's seeming like people want to come and be guests now.
There you go, eh? There you go. Hey, all you needed was one. Chantel was your first guest, and look what's happened, eh?
Right?
Yeah.
So, all right. Let's go back to this, because prostate cancer is something that's, you know, prevalent in Canadian men, right?
That's right. Exactly. They say that in an in vitro study, example outside of the body, published in an oncology report in January 2015, found that stimulation of cannabinoid receptors helped to stimulate apoptosis, which is programs things to, for your cells to cell death in prostate cancer cells. Like, yay. Prostate cancer is caused by the overproliferation of abnormal cells of the prostate, a gland which is in the male body that secretes fluid that aids in reproduction. There you go. Tumors can press on or block surrounding structures or spaces, causing dysfunction in the normal body process. In later stages, cancer cells can metastasize. I can't get that words out. And potentially causing extensive damage and, if uncontrolled, death.
Absolutely.
That's not good.
No. And that's the
No.
thing. A lot of men, I hate to say it, ignore the symptoms.
Yeah.
And
Well,
then
here
by
you
the time
go. Here's
actually,
some numbers. Cancer of the prostate is the most common type of cancer found and the second leading cause of cancer deaths in males. In 2014, approximately 233,000 men in the U.S. were diagnosed with it. 14% of all were cancer diagnoses, and approximately 29,480 men passed away as a result. That's not good. Yeah.
No, it's once you, and the thing is that prostate cancer is something really hard to beat. There's a few cancers that they don't have, like they've got the research, but there's not a lot.
Yeah.
So
Well,
there's still,
it says here that when discovered early, there is a large chance that a prostate cancer can be cured with a 99% chance of surviving at least 5 years. 5 years, eh? How much torture you go through between then. However, if the cancer is not detected until a later stage, by which time it may be metastasized, there is a much larger chance that it will lead to significant health problems and death. While there are treatment options for patients with late-stage aggressive prostate cancer, they are less effective and fewer than those for patients with prostate cancer still in early stages. Yeah.
I wish that we could just get them to admit that cannabis does have some benefits.
Yes, yeah, I know, and it would. I think it would open it up for more people to go to, to look at that as an option if they know more about it.
I had 2 patients here actually in Cranbrook.
Yeah.
Both with one with bladder and one with prostate. Both tried the oil. Neither one of them are still with us.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
exactly.
We're doing combo treatment. Like it wasn't they just didn't do chemo and didn't do their
right. They did them both, eh?
Both, right? And unfortunately, we lost them both. Yeah.
And that's where some patients decide not to do anything because of the fact that they feel that by doing the radiation, the quality of life is going to go down.
Well, here's the thing: the one did. The one actually tried just the oil RSO Rick Simpson treatment to begin with. And the cancer was just so aggressive that it was making, I wouldn't say it was making it worse. It just wasn't doing anything. It was just, so they decided to opt out on that and go into chemotherapy after. Right. They had tried, they did the full 90-day regime with the oil, and there was no change. And unfortunately, it doesn't work for everybody. It works for everybody, right? Yeah. So after that 90-day regime that they, what it did is actually make the cancer, I wouldn't say the oil had anything to do with it. I'm saying the cancer became more aggressive. It came to the point that his option was death. So they started chemo radiation treatments. He lasted another 8 months after that, and then he was gone.
And he was gone. Yeah. Never good. Good.
So I don't think I don't think it really would have mattered whether they would have went both routes, either route. There are sometimes it's just nothing. There's just nothing.
Yeah, exactly. All right, on with this article here. It says, according to the American Cancer Society, around the age of 50, most men should begin speaking with their physicians about when to begin screening for prostate cancer. However, those with increased risk of developing prostate cancer, example, Black men or men with immediate family members, such as a father or brother who developed prostate cancer before the age of 65, should begin speaking with their physicians about when to begin screening around the age of 45. And that's similar to what they talked to me about with bowel cancer, because we have bowel cancer has been in the family, and it was
even if you've got Crohn's or colitis and you have polyps, you're more prone to have colon cancer and that kind of stuff too.
Yeah. Okay, on back to the story. It says here, past evidence of cannabinoids as anti-cancer agents. Prior evidence found to support potential for cannabinoids to work as anti-cancer agents through the prevention of cancer cell formation and division has shown their potential influence in preventing stimulation of some big words. I can't pronounce them, but can you?
I'm just reading past evidence.
Yeah, some protein kinesis, enzymes that lead to
Protein
increased
kinesis. It's protein kinesis.
kinesis.
Yeah, kinesis and enzymes that lead to increased signaling the lead growth
Yep.
survival. Yeah, but that's
Increased growth rate.
kinesis.
Yep.
Yeah.
Stopping the process of which cells divide by preventing production of inhibiting proteins, reducing the number of receptors molecules that lead to increased cell growth. Additionally, the potential for cancer cells to invade local tissues and organs is decreased by compounds that block receptors stimulating by endocannabinoids. Nice. The results of the survey, they say researchers treated or examined these prostate cancer cells and cells from patients with benign prostate hyperplasmoma. I can't pronounce that either. A condition that results in an increased number of prostate cells that are not cancerous anyways. And what they found was that CB1 and CB2 receptors found in aggressive prostate cancer cells than in less aggressive prostate cells or PPH cells. After treatment with endocannabinoids, cell survival was decreased in a statistically significant manner. The higher the dose of endocannabinoid used, the greater the decrease in cell numbers. Although expected among some certain cells when treated with certain endocannabinoids, the cell's growth cycle was not inhibited in comparison to those that were treated, it says. Let's see what else we got down there. There's lots of little dabs all the way along here. It talks about.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It gets into numbers and cells and.
So it's like that's the thing when you get into this, the coding.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just trying to skip through some of that.
Right, and that's the thing. I'm not an entomologist. We're not virologists.
No, that's right.
Like, you can't read this stuff, and that's the thing. Like, because once you get into this, it's all coding, right?
It's all coding. It's nice reading. It's nice getting into the comments. Being like for here, they say the authors note these results suggest that the effect of cannabinoids on prostate cancer cells may be caused by the activation of a apoptic pathway. The great advantage that the use of endocannabinoids may bring to the battle against prostate cancer is that it has been demonstrated that the receptors of these molecules are substantially overexpressed in cancerous prostatic cells, which when compared to normal healthy cells. Based on these results, we suggest that cannabinoids may be beneficial option for the treatment of prostate cancer that has become non-responsive to common therapies. Yeah. Well, and they got
these magical things, right?
Yes. Yeah. They talk about symptom relief. Individuals with prostate cancer who are finding it difficult to control certain symptoms that may be experienced as a result of the disease or treatment with standard therapies. Talking about nausea, vomiting, that may experience some relief through the use of whole plant cannabis, or the approved. Yeah, exactly.
Like, who was saying that the other day? I think it was you I was talking about. It was Loretta and Chantel, but we're talking about the break. No, I think it was on our show the other night that we were talking about how you break down the different isolates.
Yes.
Carrot, and saying, I think it was Kim that mentioned that. How do you break down what's the best benefit in the carrot? You just can't. So these isolates that might be beneficial in, for say something like this, if you're going to directly, use it for that, but isolates maybe not be the best thing for everybody. Like, you know what I mean? Like you might need to have that full spectrum of everything combined together. And I kind of thought that the whole time, because like I said, it's like taking a carrot, ripping a carrot apart and trying to figure out what's the best part of the carrot.
Yes, exactly. All righty. I believe we're at the end of this. This is the quick conclusion. It says, in whole plant or isolated forms, cannabinoid receptors have the potential to not only control symptoms caused by the disease and its treatment, but also potentially to inhibit in progression. Given these and past results that late-stage prostate cancer patients have limited treatment options and that cannabinoid therapies have favorable side effects profile, their use is relatively safe as a potential additional experimental therapy for individual late-stage prostate cancer. Further research is needed in order to determine whether or not cannabinoid therapies will prove clinically useful as reasonable and effective option for preventive or treatment prostate cancer in humans. So there you go.
Yeah. Yeah, Tom Chung. Yep.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah.
Well, before we
He's still doing well. He's still
before we get on to the recipes here, as you can see, right there, why don't we take a commercial break?
Sounds good to me.
All right, sounds good. All righty. It's break time, as I said. Time for Tamara and I to pay some bills. Listening or watching Grassroots Advocate, and we are live here on the Pace Radio Network, Facebook and YouTube pages.
You're listening to the Pace Radio Network here at paceradio.net.
Growing your own vegetables, flowers, or even medicinal plants can be a challenge without the right equipment and proper know-how. At BMA Hydroponics, not only are they your urban horticultural experts and suppliers, but their staff holds the customer's needs paramount to making a sale. Family-owned with decades of experience and knowledge, they offer free advice in person, by phone, or email. BMA Hydroponics wants to ensure you have the advice you need, which is why you'll find tips and tricks on different ways to grow, like wick, ebb and flow, drip, or aeroponic system, as well as other helpful links at bmahydroponics.com. If you can't find what you're looking for, just let them know, and they'll do everything they can to get what you're looking for. At BMA Hydroponics, each staff member also possesses a federal exemptee MMAR license, making their strong suit empathy, experience, and dedication to their customers. Because when you know how to grow, you'll have results that make you proud. BMA Hydroponics in Belleville, Ontario. Visit bmahydroponics.com.
CP operates a medicinal cannabis signing clinic. If you want to grow your own medicinal cannabis and are located anywhere in Canada, then I'd like to suggest that you give them a call. They can be reached at 1-613-967-9888. That's 1-613-967-9888. And grow on with CP.
Pace Radio is the People Advocating Cannabis Education Radio Network.
A doctor's job is to relieve your pains, and when it comes to growing cannabis, the biggest pain is trimming. Let Dr. Buck Cannabis Trimming Solutions take the pain away. Whether you're a home grower or commercial operation, we have the cure. From 4 plants to 400 plants, garden size doesn't matter. Dr. Buck Cannabis Trimming Solutions comes to you with years of experience and professional discreet service. It's simple. We trim your weed, and we do a damn good job. Visit drbuckcts.com to book your trimming.
Enjoy the buzz of legalization with Campbellford Lifestyle Shop. From lights to plant nutrients, books, consumption accessories, and more. We've got all your basics to grow or consume cannabis. Visit our info center or take a look at our piercing services and body jewelry, now available in-store through Campbellford Lifestyle Shop. 17 Bridge Street West, Campbellford.
The People Advocating Cannabis Education Radio Network, found at paceradio.net, provides its listeners with news, information, and a place to be heard. This is done through our 5 weekly live video and audio broadcasts that cover cannabis and psychedelic news, plus those we interview. We get started Monday at 10 a.m. Eastern with the Reefer Reporters. Then at 9 p.m. we're live with Canada Quebec. Tuesday brings you Open Your Eye or the Psychedelic Reporters at 7 p.m. Wednesday at 8, we are live with the Pace Radio Show. But we're not done yet, because on Thursday, the Reefer Reporters return with another Reefer Report. Meanwhile, once a month, Thursdays bring you the Grassroots Advocate, the Pace Radio Network's audio magazine. All these shows, plus more, are found right here on paceradio.net.
At Legacy 420, we believe in being different.
Experience the difference of quality control.
Our labs provide tested formulations for all of our products.
Experience the difference in trust.
Our customers can trust that we are following up-to-date COVID precautions for their safety.
Experience the difference in accessibility.
We're open 7 days a week. Please visit our website, legacy420.com, or contact us for curbside pickup as well as nationwide mail order shipping.
Legacy 420 values overall wellness.
Come and experience the difference of Legacy 420.
You're listening to the Pace Radio Network here at paceradio.net. Hey, welcome back. You're listening or watching the Grassroots Advocate, and this month we're going cover to cover with issue 16, and we are live here on the Pace Radio Network's Facebook and YouTube pages, and everything will be podcasted afterwards at paceradio.net. Well, Tamara, we still got some more of this issue to cover, and I think we're getting into some of this really yummy stuff here. the recipes.
Yes, that looks good.
Yes, yes.
Crisp.
Exactly. It does look good, doesn't it?
It definitely does.
No, this is by Cookie. You were asking me earlier about Cookie.
Yeah, no, this is I was thinking of Brian. He was Mr.
Right. Cookie. Yeah, you're thinking, something else. Yeah. Exactly.
So this doesn't look like. I'm not saying he wouldn't do this. This just doesn't look like something.
Right. Exactly. Okay. Yeah. There you go. So all you need is some sugar, some flour, some can of butter, a dash of salt,
and give you the recipe to make the can of butter. Like that's another thing. Maybe like it doesn't. Do we tell people how to make can of butter in this recipe?
No, but that's the problem. Is when it comes to these to the recipes, they don't always tell you that, and that's why in some of the issues of Grassroots Advocate, I would include that in the recipes, how to make the can of butter. Correct.
Exactly. That might be something we can always have like as a PDF or something if we run out of these episodes that we can start.
Yes.
Clip it of like on the top how to make each oil. You know what I mean? Like just little in every episode.
Well,
so have to go back.
And the new ones, we could put a link. Just have that on the recipe page, and each issue, a link could be there.
And then they have to go to our website to get the recipe.
Yeah. Where we can get them.
Right to the Pace website.
Yeah. All right. Let's see what else.
You're using ground apples too, right? Is it the granny?
Yes. I see they suggest some other things. Cherries, peaches will also work.
You can do a lot of crisp and cobblers too, right?
They're yeah.
That looks super good. Oh, banana bread muffin.
Yeah, look at that, eh? As far as the other one, the other one only takes about 45 minutes to cook in the oven, so it doesn't take too long. This one shows the can of banana bread muffins. This other one. Can you have some of these with your apple crisp?
Oil. Oh, that's interesting. It's using coconut oil instead of oil.
Yeah. Some bananas there. They say to smash them up. Yeah, beat up your eggs too.
I was gonna say it could be made into vegan or vegetarian too by using egg replacement.
Yeah. Okay. There you go.
If you're a vegan or a vegetarian.
Mm-hmm. They say here just have to bake it depending on what you're making, depending on what you're using, either 20 minutes or 55 minutes, depending on whether you're making a loaf or muffins.
Right.
Yeah. So
that's
not.
They look really nice, but somebody's like nicely icing sugared some.
Yeah. What do you think? They put a
leaf.
A leaf over it, and then they'll dust it.
Yep. Yep. That's exactly.
Yeah.
Nice. Those look lovely.
Yeah, they do, don't they? Okay. What do we got here next? Oh, keeping pace. This is the advocacy article within the issue, and it is something that I had written earlier and submitted it into Treating Yourself, and it was about Pace going around to the different cafes and doing documentary movies. So here we'll take a boo. Yes.
Bit of that one. Like, I mean, that's, we did lots of that.
Yeah, here you go. You can see here, this is a picture here on this article. The studio, this was a cafe that was located in downtown Belleville, Ontario, where this was held. I'll just read the article, getting into reading the article. The group, Pace, has received quite a few acknowledgments from the public as we continue our cannabis educational series. We do this to bring cannabis education to the people in our area and beyond. Our cannabis educational series is based on 4 themes: science, patient testimonials, history, and prohibition. The setup was to highlight the many issues that we as cannabis users run into and to provide important information, which those in authority positions prefer people not to know. Seeing and hearing the actual researchers discuss what they have just discovered, or to hear from the patients as they struggle for safe medication to how they benefit from it, isn't what society is being educated about. As the year 2010 was coming to a close, we couldn't end it without visiting our favorite cafes. So yeah, there you go. This was written originally And this is showing as a flashback from 2011. So 10 years ago when this was going on.
And these are just regular coffee houses.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Stores.
Yeah. You can see here on the next. You can see here in the next picture on the right, the Grindhouse Cafe that was located in downtown Campbellford, and it was right across the street from the municipal office.
See, that's
and
what I
had liquor store.
So weird. Like Campbellford has got pretty well like accepting businesses, like for cannabis. Yet the city council opted out on having a cannabis store.
Well, Trent Hills. The municipality Trent Hills opted in, and that's why there's 3 stores going to be in Campbellford. The municipality where I live opted out.
That's what I mean. Okay, so this is okay. Never mind. I got mixed up there. Okay.
Not a problem. Not a problem. I see here, Run from the Cure was one of the movies that we had shown. Talk here also about using some of the Treating Yourself awareness videos that Treating Yourself did an awareness seminar in Toronto in 2007. So I took some of that and used that as far as to help educate people. I see here that, as it mentions, this video is from the 2007 TY Awareness Forum that was held at the Delta Chelsea Hotel in downtown Toronto with another number of people. We couldn't watch the whole video, but we did get to see Marco and Michelle Rainey spoke at that seminar. And that was the first time that I had seen Michelle speak. And I thought, wow, she's standing up there talking about Crohn's disease and talking about having problems going to the bathroom. Right. And I thought, wow, if she can get up there and do that, then I got to be able to do that too in order to help educate people because, dealing with the same condition. And that's what partially inspired me to go around with these movies, to be able to talk to people and share my story as well as sharing other people's stories. So
that's the best thing you could have done, Al, was just standing up and speaking out, right?
Yeah. You can see here on the right, there's a picture there of the chalkboard, letting customers know that when they came in to
look at the price of soup.
Yeah, $3, $4. Then it'd be all fresh made daily as well.
Like that's a great place to be able to go and show a movie. Like, I mean, just a general normal place where people are coming in to get a sandwich and a coffee and a soup and cannabis education for the mainstream, so they could just even a little snippet in their ear.
The Grindhouse Cafe was a place where you get fair trade coffees, great sandwiches, as well as many organic goods. All this stuff was locally purchased, like the bakery, made his buns and stuff like that. That's some that were over in Warkworth, the town that was near us. You go over there and get things as well. Some of his coffees. So, but nice. And look at it took up more of the board, the showing, and you notice there 2 presentations.
Yeah,
because there was that many people that were coming to those movies back then. I had to do 2. I couldn't. There wasn't enough room. The place was filled. So
that's awesome. That's terrific.
Yeah. So the movies were good. There we are, right there in this next picture. You can see here. This is where we are in the Grindhouse Cafe. And make sure I'm not in the way. We're not in the way. This is at the Grindhouse Cafe, and there's Gerhard on the right with the hat on, and you can see the Pace hoodie there. That's my friend 420 Deb. You can see the big screen there as well on the wall. That's actually the front window of the store.
Oh, right on.
Of his place. And you can see the bags on the wall.
Yeah.
Those are cannabis seed bags with cannabis stuff on them. And they were up there all the time. He didn't take them down. Here he was, just a regular cafe. And Gerhard was very supportive of what we were doing.
That's good.
Yeah. So we would have, it mentions we have music, entertainment beforehand. And you can see in that video, it's actually some guys jumping. And what it is while I was waiting for people to come in, I would have music playing. And what it was music videos. So people would watch the videos on the screen.
You could almost look at him and say, oh, well, he looks like he'd be somebody that would be growing cannabis. But to be fair, if he's running a business like this full time and growing a big garden, it's 2 jobs. He might not be, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Yeah, well, unfortunately, the business is closed.
No, that's too.
Yeah. And he's retired now.
Looks like a cute little place. Looks like
yeah,
something.
it was. Yeah, now it has a insurance company or something like that in it. So
I hate seeing that when nice little cafes like that turn into an insurance company.
yeah. You can see we had now we're in the directory. We had the signing clinics. You can see when we were with 420 Radio.
Yeah.
The schedule was all in there, and our sponsors of the publication, Legacy 420
You can
and
sure see
BMA.
the difference in the length of the magazine from legalization to after legalization.
Yeah.
You know, we used to have 17 pages of
yeah, it's a lot shorter, right? This
content,
is
right?
yeah, exactly. It was after as you notice, there's only the two sponsors on the back page, and they were the ones that were willing to fund the printing so we could distribute them to the stores. And if I got 500 printed, then I could distribute a bunch to different stores between Peterborough and Belleville and give this to places such as Marijuana for Trauma that was in Trenton that was dealing with the vets. I was handing them to them and other places.
Yeah.
But eventually, costs, all that stuff, all gets high, and it becomes a problem. So,
print is really, kind of not. Print isn't really a big thing now that we've got the internet now and stuff, and everybody does everything. Like, look at us now. We've gone from radio to video.
Yeah.
Like we've even upgraded and evolved too, right? So it's gone from print to the internet to being able to click and read a newspaper article in full on your phone.
Yeah.
So it's really hard to keep things in paper. People don't want paper anymore.
We've got probably about another 4 issues, I think 4 or 5 issues as past issues to go through, and then we're going to start creating new ones, and it'll be you and I will obviously be going through and deciding what's going to be going in it, and we'll be we'll be doing some more writing again. We'll need some more editorials, eh?
Right. Well, that's your department now. I can do them too, actually. But
That's right. That's right.
I guess whatever needs to be done, we will get it done. And I'm sure, like I said, it's kind of like maybe things are going to start coming. People are kind of pulling out of their shells, and wanting to come out and start speaking out again. Because that's what I mean. Like that's why cannabis and coffee kind of went into hiatus.
Mm-hmm.
A little more difficult to guess, right? And now that people are, like I said, Chantel, she's wanting to come back and update us again on Monday. So we're probably going to have to this Monday or next, depending on when is good for her. But there are also people that are reaching out and saying, "Hey, like I've got a story to tell." Because I was watching a video on TikTok, and here's the thing with Quebec, like putting in this new legislation about having to be vaccinated to go into a cannabis store, and somebody says, "Well, they can grow their own." No,
not in Quebec. No.
So in Quebec, they're like, "Well, they can brew their own." They might be able to brew their own wine and such, but they definitely cannot grow their own cannabis.
True.
They're not allowed to smoke in their building, so you're supposed to be isolated, staying off the streets. You're in quarantine. You've got a curfew, but you can't walk outside to smoke a joint, but you can't smoke it in your building that you're living in. So, with all these restrictions, when it comes to vaccine passports in Quebec and their curfew, these are things that they cannot do. So you cannot grow your own cannabis in Quebec. You cannot go outside after a certain.
That's still in the courts. That's still in the courts too, right? Because the government had lost, and then they won on an appeal, and that's where it is now. Right. My understanding, it's going
in an appeal right now. So,
all
right, it's in an appeal by the government won, so now it's up to the plaintiff to now try and appeal the government again, right?
Yeah.
So it's back in the original plaintiff's court, basically. So basically, because the government appealed their win, right?
Right.
So now they're going to appeal again if they want to, and if they don't go forward, then it's where it is, and then they still can't grow 4 plants in Quebec, like where we can in British Columbia. You can grow 4 plants here. That's why, I can show you this because I can grow this legally. Like I don't need any papers to do that in British Columbia, right?
That's right.
In Quebec, a lot of places don't want patients growing either.
Yeah, but even in BC, if someone sees your cannabis growing, that can get you in trouble.
You're not allowed to grow it in a window.
No, exactly. Or even on your balcony, because if
No,
someone
like your balcony. No, you can't have it over. Like it can't be visible in any way. So if you've got a 6-foot backyard.
I know there was one report that we covered for Reefer Reporters where somebody was doing like a community part involved in the community flower thing going on, where people go from houses to houses to houses.
Yeah.
A
tour.
Yeah,
that was Revelstoke, and it was a cop that went through, and they had their plants visible, and he's seen them because it was a garden. It was a tour of their garden, and they went back, reported there was 4 plants there, and they got busted. Yep,
they got busted for it. And
I don't think anything ever came of it. I think that they never did go through a charge.
Well, it had to do with the fact that when you invite people onto your property like that, it becomes public.
Yeah, and you can't show them. You're not allowed to advertise, or you can't show the public your garden.
Yeah.
And somebody was a little bit too, like you see something, just whatever.
Yeah, well, as you said, it was a police officer who saw it, so he reported
it. Right,
it.
Exactly. It was some piece off. Yeah, I'm not sure if it was an RCMP or a cop from somewhere, but some law enforcement. But
all right, well, I think we're done for this month. We'll, hopefully next month we'll get to issue 17 of Grassroots Advocate. We'll get it out to our audience. That will be, this is January, so this will be February, next February, come February. Yep. So a few weeks, month, whatever. All right, just to remind everybody that's when we'll be back with Grassroots Advocate in February. You can find Pace on Twitter. We're on Instagram. We're online, pace-online.ca. Thank yous go to our sponsors, legacy420.com, bmahydroponics.com, Dr. Buck Cannabis Trimming Solutions. It's found at drbuckcts.com, as well as the Campbellford Lifestyle Shop. Plus, to you, the listeners and watching, thank you for tuning in the program, and have a great day. Oh, I got a pop-up on my screen in the way. Here we go. Talk to you all later. Bye-bye.
Bye.
The opinions of the individuals during this broadcast are their own and may not be the opinions of their group or other organizations they may be involved with.
You're listening to the Pace Radio Network here at paceradio.net.
BMA Hydroponics has everything you need to succeed. Visit our Hydroponics Superstore at 404 Maitland Drive in Belleville, and we'll show you how to grow your own quality cannabis for pennies per gram. We're open Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Thursdays and Fridays from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. Call 613-967-9888. BMA Hydroponics. It's worth the drive. The only way to go.
At Legacy 420, we believe in being different.
Experience the difference of quality control.
Our labs provide tested formulations for all of our products.
Experience the difference in trust.
Our customers can trust that we are following up-to-date COVID precautions for their safety.
Experience the difference in accessibility.
We're open 7 days a week. Please visit our website, legacy420.com, or contact us for curbside pickup as well as nationwide mail order shipping.
Legacy 420 values overall wellness.
Come and experience the difference of Legacy 420.
Did you know that the Pace Radio Network isn't just a radio network? That's right, because most, but not all of our programming is now done via video and is then podcasted at paceradio.net. So if you want to watch our programming, you'll find us on the Pace Radio Network's Facebook page, plus the show's own page, and you'll find us live on the network's YouTube channel. And don't forget, you can find it all, video and audio, at paceradio.net.
A doctor's job is to relieve your pains. And when it comes to growing cannabis, the biggest pain is trimming. Let Dr. Buck Cannabis Trimming Solutions take the pain away. Whether you're a home grower or a commercial operation, we have the cure. From 4 plants to 400 plants, garden size doesn't matter. Dr. Buck Cannabis Trimming Solutions comes to you with years of experience and professional discreet service. It's simple. We trim your weed and we do a damn good job. Visit drbuckcts.com to book your trimming.
Enjoy the buzz of legalization with Campbellford Lifestyle Shop. From lights to plant nutrients, books, consumption accessories, and more. We've got all your basics to grow or consume cannabis. Visit our info center or take a look at our piercing services and body jewelry, now available in-store through Campbellford Lifestyle Shop, 17 Bridge Street West, Campbellford.
You're listening to the Pace Radio Network here at paceradio.net.